Hello everyone, in our today's video we're gonna create a portfolio. Now here in this portfolio, in the navbar, you can see the particular tab is here. Whenever you click any of the tab, it will take you to that particular section, and we are maintaining it by using React scroll. Now we are having our banner, our name, and little bit typing going on, then our description, and then how people can find us or best skill on whatever we have, and then one image. Then we have the features. Here we are showing what kind of work we can do, and also you can see hover effect is happening over here too. In the project section, we are showing our recent project, and also we can highlight that project, and then we can connect that project to our GitHub repo or in our website. And after that, in the resume section, we have our educational qualification, and also we can show the professional skill, and that animation is happening with our framer motion. And then experience, achievements, everything you can show as well, and also you can see hover effect here to highlight that portion. And now in our testimonial section, you can see scroll is happening, like testimonial slider is moving, and you can see the testimonial as well, and also you can see that scroll is happening. And now in the contact field, we have a contact field, and whenever you click to send message, the validation is going on. Like if I put my name and I click, it need to validate again. Every single field is need to be validated, and after you putting everything properly, only then it will send the message. When you send, it's coming with a success message also. And then we have our footer. In the footer also you can see the animation like effect, hover effect is happening. And that's all. So let us create all of that project from the beginning. And one more thing, whenever you go in a particular section, you can see the active tab is showing. We go to feature section, feature is showing. You go to resume, the resume is being highlighted. So to create that project, I already created an empty project. Here you can see, and it's running over here in localhost 3000. And to create any React application, what you just need to do a simple thing. You can just simply open that folder in your code or in your terminal, and then you just type that simple npx create React app, and then the app name, app or website name, whatever you choose, you can give that, and the app will start spinning. So we have our project, but this project I want to make little bit cleanup, because I'm going to use the Tailwind CSS as well. So whatever things may not require, I will delete from here. And also in the app.js, my portfolio, and those things is not required right now. Now our app is clean. So now it's time to take the Tailwind CSS. Let's install that one. And also here you can see I already add all of my images in my asset folder. Whatever images I'm gonna use over all of the images, never in the projects, those all images I keep it here. And as I always like, one more thing, to create an new file, and that call it as index.js. And inside that file, just let us check if Tailwind is working. I think it's already installed. And after installing that one, we need also to pass that command, which will create an Tailwind config file in our project. That's the file. And let's copy and paste that one. Within that, we are giving Tailwind the access to go in our source file. You can see those all things now, app, index, here is everything is in the source file. So it will go in the source file, and whatever the file name we are creating, I think that's only, yeah, we are in a wrong place, because once you go we need to go to the framework guide, because it's a different framework and different thing can work. So you can see in the source folder, just Let us put that one here. Yeah. So it will go to the source folder, and inside the source folder it will look up in every directory, and then JS, JSX or TX, TSX, it will look up that file and will particularly use redirecting the Tailwind CSS on that particular file. So it's as simple as it is. And then we need to do one more thing, is that go to the index.css and just paste that one, and it's time to test is our Tailwind CSS is working or not. We go to app.js and paste it. So whenever you finish that, you spin it, it may not be work, because we use the Tailwind config file. So we need to restart our browser. Start. So let it be start. Now here in the assets, what we are doing, we created one index.js. I think I'll look it here only. And in that index.js, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna import all of the photos I have. In the image, I have logo, banner image, everything I'm gonna import from there. And then just simply what I will do, from that particular file, I will just export from here all the file I have been taken images. I'm gonna export from it here. Now I can easily access the file only from here. I don't need to go any of the directory to look for the file or the images, because I already declare from it from here. So it's very easy and convenient. So yeah, our project is running, our Tailwind is okay. So also I'm gonna do a little bit more thing, because I will also define the particular CSS properties. Like we have some font family and others. That font family, we're gonna give a two font family. One will be body font, one will be title font. So in here, in the extent, I will just pop it up. Now in the body font, we will have the Poppies or sans serif, and the title font, it will be Montserrat and sans serif. Now it's very easy. You just go to Google and search for those fonts, and then you can just connect it here and then redirect it here. Also, I will use two different properties. One is for the colors. I have the body color, light text color, and also the box BG color, and then the design color we have one, and the box shadow we are also declaring here. Those all are the things also I'm gonna use it here. So you just go through it, because this you can customize is as the way you want. So I did in that way. You can do whatever way you want. So let's close it, and now let's begin to create our project. So to create the project, let's see what we are inside the project. Let's go to our source directory, and inside the source directory I'll create several folders, and let's create components, and then constants. So let's create these two. Now I have the components, I have the constants. So in the constant file folder, I will also create another index.js, and in here what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just see here what I used. In here we have some text here, right? We have the never list item. So in the constant file, I will just make export const navlinks data, and I will pass an array. Inside that array, I will pass the object. So what is we are passing? We are giving an ID, and then we are giving the title, and also we are giving the link wherever it will go. So like that way, we are giving the 6 item, 6 title, and 6 link. So our constant is ready. We are closing the asset. So first thing first, we need to create our never. So let's go to components. Now I'm gonna go to a folder structure. Okay, for every single component I will create a folder, and why I'm creating, you're gonna find it right once you're diving through it. So in the never, component name should be in capital letter. Now the folder name, I prefer to be keep it in a small letter. You just keep as the way as you want. So let's RAFCE functional component. We created our never, and that never we will connect to our app. Let's go to our application. Let's see. Yeah, we got our never. Now you can see there is a single color is happening, which we declared as a body color. So what we will do, we will go to our app, got that one, and give width of full, height will be auto, and BG will be body color. So if you change that, you can see. So body color, and text will be, by default it will be light text for every single text, and then we will put the customization. So by default it will be that one. So now in our never, here you can see that nav is not in full div, right? It's have some max width is happening over here. So instead, like if you look all over the page, that max is happening everywhere, right? So we can particularly do the things to every single pages. Okay, so now what we will do in that app, we take one particular div which will take the full width, and then we're gonna declare another div, and let's give screen axle MX auto. Now you can see this here happening that what about 2 axle? No, I think axle is fine. I think if we do that one, we'll give that one to on the point. So we have that width. Now let's go create our never. So what we have in the never, we have two sides. One is left, one is right. In the left we have the images. Let's get our images from the index file, and we keep a name as a logo, and it will be from index. So now you see our never is here. Now in the never, what we are going to have, the image and that our particular text. So inside the never there will be two div, and first div will contain our image. Okay, so that is our image, the logo. See, our logo is here. So now for this one, you will give this a bunch of property names. So it will be class name, width, I'll give the full width, and height, I think for the height I will give it 20, just to make it sure. Yeah, height of 20. It's now okay. So this is our first tip, and we keep the justify between and item center, because there will be another div which will be justify between, and the items need to be kept in the center. So as you remember, in the constant file we created our navlinks data. We need to import that navlinks data in our file. So now import navlink data, and now here what we're gonna do, we're gonna create an UL, and then we also create the not the ULI first, because that navlinks data, as you may see, is also happening with an array. So we can map through that array and give the every single array as a list item, right? So what we're gonna do, navlinks data, I think I typed something wrong. Navlink we are returning the item, so we cannot give the curly braces. So now here navlink dot title. So that title will fetch the name from there. So you can see all of the things is happening here. So in that particular ULI, that particular unordered list, we will give some class name, and you can see it's capturing the padding and gapping, everything is so smoothly. So now one more thing, just inspect and go to the console. You can see we are getting an error that each child in the list should have a unique key prop, and we also give unique key prop should better to give the particular ID. If you see, we give an ID. So now in that li, if we give the key as a navlink.id, and now you refresh that, it's gone. So without typing every time the navlink, what we can do, see, whatever the things we have here ID, title, and link. So we can destructurize our navlink data, right? So here we're gonna destructurize that one, and instead of typing that every time the navlink, we can directly type the item. And also, if you see, it's working much better. Okay, so now there is, you can see little bit hover effect is happening. So we need to create that hover effect also. And to create that hover effect, what we're gonna do, in the li, we will give some particular class name, and that class name will contain the text base, and normal font will be there, and then the gray, tracking white, cursor pointer, and whenever you are going to hover, it will give the text design color, and the duration will be 300 milliseconds. So see, it's working smooth, and it's almost the same as it is, right? I think the font also need to be a little bit different. See, that font and that font is particularly different. So what we're gonna do in the navvar, in all over the navvar, we're gonna give font title font. So now it's changed. So our navvar is done. It's very easy. So before we go much further, we will create all of that components beforehand. So then we're gonna start our smooth scrolling. Okay, so first let's go back here in our application, and in the components we're gonna create another folder which will be contain the banner, and in that banner we'll create banner.js or fce. We created the banner and another folder, and after banner, what we have, after banner we have the features. So let's create another folder called features, and inside that one features.js features. So as long now keep it 2, because I will show you something very tricky that could really work out in a way. So let's go to our banner. We are going to not take as a div, we're gonna take as a section, and we're gonna give it a bunch of class name here. Now here what we're gonna do, we're gonna give a height of 800 pixel for just for temporarily. Okay, just see what's gonna happen. And we need to import our banner in our application also. Let's keep the banner, and you see the banner is here. So if we just remove some of the class because we keep the item center, so it's going in the center, just remove that one, you can see the banner. Okay, so the same way we will keep as a section, and we will also go to our features. In our features, if we keep it and go to our app.js, and also import the features. Now we have the banner, we have the features, right? So we need to, whenever we click, it will go to the particular section. Okay, So let's create that clickable items variation. Okay, then we're gonna go to create all over the items. First we will create that clicking functionality. To create that, what we need to do, we need to install React Scroll in our application. Just install that one. And after installing, let's go to the navbar. We need to import that link from the React Scroll, and that link, see the title. So what's that link gonna work? We're gonna just link, paste the title, and then we're gonna pass some properties over here. And that property is gonna contain the active class name and where that link gonna go, because see, we particularly mention where it will go, and it will be smooth, and then the offset will be -70 and duration will be 500. So if we go to our application, click the feature, I think still may work. No, it still is not working. I think something we missed. Link from React Scroll. Oh yeah, we missed one thing, because whenever we are using the scroll, we need to give a particular ID to every single page. Like in the banner, we give a section, we need to give an ID for that, and that ID will be the same name. We keep it here in the constant. See, we keep the, like, it's not the banner. I think the banner name will be home, because we are keeping the first one, as you see, the ID first one as home. So that banner particularly, if you go back to banner, we need to keep as home. ID should be home, and in the feature also we will give the ID, and that one will be, either you can type or you can just copy that link, whatever you give from there, just paste it. Now previously showing the target element not found. Now if I click home, see, it's moved a little bit. If we click in the feature, it's taking here. So that animation is happening. Okay, animation is happening. So now let's create our banner. Okay, these things will not find right now in a takeaway, because we are not created that one right now. So it's time to create our banner first. Okay, to create the banner, in the banner section, now what all are the things we have in the banner? If we may see, we have a banner left and banner right. In the left we have our little bit title and everything, and then in the banner right only one single properties, that gonna be image. So first create the banner left. So inside that banner we're gonna create two div. That will be the first div, and another will be the second div. So inside the first div, okay, inside the first div we need to create another div which will contain that portion, and the second div will contain that portion. So first create that div, and that div will contain that text, which just give a h4 and hello in my world. So for that particular element, we'll give the text large, font will be the normal. If you can see, I think we are messing that in some other places. So let's go from here. It will not be here. I think we are in the features. Yeah, we need to go to our banner. Yes, now here. So if we see, that things is happening right now. So for that particular banner element, I'm gonna give some bunch of class name. That one I will just I will modify that one a bit. So see this, and also we need to remove that text. It's not required anymore. So welcome to my world. And after that, what we have a little bit h1 tag, and then some other things also happening. So let's first create one h1 tag, and where first it will be just a single thing which will contain I am, hi I am, and then we need to create another particular span inside that h1 element, and that span gonna be responsible to create something unique. Okay, so if we go to our here, now we need to, I'm gonna just give a bunch of class name for that h1 tag. The text will be 6XL, font will be bold, and the text will be white. Okay, now see, and also for that particular tab inside of it, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give all of that particular field like not by here, because everything I'm gonna keep as a title font, because you know by default is always be the body font, so the title font. Now I think here I didn't fix that one, there need to be a gap, so it's very simple to give that gap. You can just put an empty braces and the gap will be there. See, the gap is happening. So after that gap, in here there will be another h2 tag. Okay, so first after that, let's place an h2 tag, and inside that h2 tag there will be a. Okay, because that a we need to show, and then all other things we're gonna keep in a span. Okay, so that a is here. So now we'll create a span, and inside that span just put lorem to lorem, and that span for right now, what we're gonna do, that h2 tag we're gonna give a bunch of class name, and see, hi I am John Doe, a lorem. So this things is working. Now we need to create that one. Okay, what you need to create, we need to create the React like a typewriter. We'll create that typewriter. Before creating that typewriter, let's go to the upper div, because it's as you may say, it's a little bit all mixed up together. Just here is everything is here, right? So let's go to class name, give it a flex. You see that everything is messed up, so give flex call and gap 3. Little bit I think is I think it will work. And also this div contain the full width, because there's a two particular div, and that div, what we're gonna do, class name width will be 1/2. The half width will be that div, and another one, the one will contain in the bottom, also keep the half of the div. So now after that div, before creating that typewriter, also we have that much text over here. So let's go down of that h2, and I paste that text, and you can see the text is here. So I think gap, if we put the gap little bit more, let's keep a 5. Yeah, this looks perfect. So now before move further to that before move that down, let's create that typewriter. So what we're gonna do, let's go to search. It will be React simple typewriter. Let's install that one, and after installing, what we need to do, typewriter, we need to get the typewriter, and then use typewriter, the cursor. So you can go through each every one of the properties to understand it better, but if I going to explain everything from the gap, it will take much more time. Also in for the Tailwind CSS, the class name, everything, I'm gonna go a little bit quick, so you can go to the documentation and read as much as you require. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna import a bunch of things in that file. First, what I need to import is that use typewriter cursor from React simple typewriter. I think it's already installed here. React simple typewriter, as you can see, it's version 5. Let's create delete whatever is not required. Okay, so after importing that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do some simple thing. Okay, first I need to declare the text. Okay, because I told you to go to documentation. Here you can have a explanation about it, how to create the text item and how to deploy the text item, the hook properties, everything it will show. See the text helper, you can see it here. So for right now, just to make it much more quicker, what I'm gonna do, I'm just taking a text and I'm using the used typewriter, and in the word I'm giving the professional coder, full stack developer, UI designer, and the loop, it will be true, it will always looping around, and the type speed will be 20 millisecond, delete speed will be 10 millisecond, and the delay speed, because if you go here, you can see after passing there, it's waiting 2 seconds to delete. The 2000 millisecond is waiting, then it's deleting that item. So I'm gonna also passing those properties here. And then what I need to do, that text which I declared here, you see, I think in that span, I'm gonna just pass that text. So after passing the text, if I go to my file, see a professional coder, all the props, all the validated items will come here. And now here you can see one cursor also here, and that cursor also coming up from one of the properties from that. So after that span, inside that h2, I'm gonna declare that properties. Now you can see the cursor is moving. Okay, so now finish. I think that part is much done, and you can see there is little bit one I think it's a border, because that border is giving us the idea that how much is going that one. So let's go to our never and give a border. So we'll give a border B, which will be 1 pixel height, and border B will be gray 600. If we go, see little bit border is happening, and after giving the border, it's little bit squash. So instead of giving it 20, I think it's better if we give a height of 24. Yeah, it's now much better. So we can differentiate whatever we are having here. So now that is one div. Okay, there is another div down here, and I think the padding, if we go to our banner, like if we give a padding in y-axis 20, I think we will give a little no, sorry, I mean again I'm in the wrong place. So pass from the never, padding bottom. Instead of giving padding bottom, I'll give the padding in a y-axis. I think it's padding top 10 py. Yeah, now it's working much fine. I think yeah, it's working much better. So now we need to create that 2 div, another 2 div. It's usually find me and the icons. For the icons, we are going to use the React icons, and it's very simple to use. Just install that React icons to your project and it's ready to use. No need to worry about any CSS. Now that is the div containing our all the properties. So inside that div, I'm gonna create another div, and on that div, let's just create h1, and let's see what is find me in. Now it should be a little bit gap over here from this axis, py axis. So now this one is one div and that one is one div, and both together is particularly staying on this div. So this one, if we give the flex, I think yeah, it's going next question and give the flex call. Yeah, and now the gap will be 10. So see, It's almost the same gap as the other one. And instead of giving the gap of 10, I think we give a gap of 20 to see it in much better down. Yeah, so gap of 20. Now we need to use a bunch of icons. So instead of going one by one, I'm gonna just drag all the icons and keep it here. Okay. And for the icon, there is one simple thing just to realize. You see, this icon is coming in a very unique way. It's making the flex. So we need to keep all the icons inside the div. Okay. So let's go to banner and the find min in here. We are creating a div inside of it, and inside the div we are keeping all the icons as a span. Now here you see there is I give a property, the class name, as a banner icon. If I save it here, you can see it's here. I think it should be here. Yeah, but there is nothing is happening, because why? For that icon, the class name which I put the banner icon, it's not created. Now that also one things to learn, how we can create a customized class name in Tailwind. For creating that one, I'm going to my index.css, and inside that index.css, in the layer, and it will be inside all of the components, I'm gonna create one banner icon class, and that class I'm gonna apply bunch of properties. Okay, so let's apply. Again, I'm saying I predefined that class names beforehand, because if you do it manually, it must take a lot of time. So you may go through all of it, and you if you want to change anything, you can change in particular way. Okay, so now see, I'm giving a width here, like you can see width, height, and BG opacity. I'm keeping in that way, and I put the text gray of 200, text axle, inline flex. This is just bunch of CSS properties. If you just going through it, you will understand it better. So find me in is okay. So after the find me in, now you see there is a two div. One is find me in, one is the best skill on. Because of the two div, this both of that we need to create. Keep inside one div, and then we need to declare our another div. So after that div, what we gonna do now? I think that is stop it here. Let's create one div here and paste it. So as you may see, we have that one, and and it's also because it's happening from there, because you can see that div, I think I keep it as a, yeah, okay, let's give a class name, bg red 400. You can see that is our div. So both of div, if we keep it flex, it will give in the same side. I will just keep justify between. So now see, that's almost same as it is. So we got our first part, and now we need to make our second part. So this first part contains all of those things. Okay, so this is the one div which contain everything, and then this is the another div. So why I create that folder structure, what we can do, we can make it like left banner .js rafce. So inside that left banner, we can drag all of that, copy, and then simply paste. And of course, we need to take all of things with us, otherwise it will start crying. And also we need to give that one there. Now instead of that one, let's just comment it. and you see it's still working same as the same thing is happening, so we no need this one. Okay, so now inside the banner we have our left banner. We can easily see now if you want to change anything in the left banner, go to left banner and change everything whatever you like. It's very simple. So now we need to create our right part. Okay, so for the right part we have one banner image, and that image actually we give a name of that image. Also those things is not required here. Yeah, and also this one not required here. Any changes? No changes. For that banner image, let's go to bring back our banner img. I think, yeah, banner image from assets index. And inside here we need to take one image tag, and then we're gonna just paste the banner image. You can see the banner image is here. We got the banner image, but what we're gonna do for the banner image, we will give little bit a bunch of class name because it's taking a much more space. So we'll give a width of 500 pixel and the height of 680 and the z index of 10. So now see the banner image is here. Now why is together? So that you will just sort it out for the banner image also, because that this thing is right, because the banner image is freak out. Why it freak out? I will just show you. If we make the VG rate of that component, you can see that component is capturing this area, but image is only one side. So what we will do, we will make it flex, and we will just justify all the item center, and the items will be not start, should be in center. Save it. Now the image in the center, and the background is not record anymore. Now I think there is little bit shadows over here. This is a background here. For that we need to create one div here, and that particular div will be absolute, so we need to make that div as relative. So for that div, let's paste that div. We give a div which will be width of 500 and height 500. We give a little bit bunch of background with a gradient color, and the shadow will be the shadow 1. The shadow 1, remember we already declared from here the shadow 1. That shadow will be there, and then the flex justify center, and all the items will be center. If we go there, we see that is here right now. So if you compare, that's almost the same, not almost the same, it's the same. Okay, so in that way we finish our banner pretty much smoothly. So now you can see their gap is little bit less, but here is more, and it's happening because if we give the padding in top axis to I think it will be 10 and padding bottom in 20, you can see the height is compromising. Okay, so now our banner is done. We need to create our feature. Now here just see one thing, that items is very less. Okay, you can keep it here, or in the banner we can create another one like right banner.js, and inside the right banner you can just simply cut all of those things because we know what is gonna happen. And also we need to take that images, save it, and here we'll just import the right banner. Let's clean a bit, and if you may see, that's the same. So it is a structurizing, it's creating in a very smooth way. So if we go to feature, it's taking the feature. Oh, our header, like our navbar, is not sticky, so we need to make it stick, because see, whenever you scroll it's going, but here it's not going, so we need to make it in a sticky position. Let's go to our navbar again, and here you'll give the properties sticky and top will be 0. Save. You can see, but it's going with the top of the things, which will be maintained by z index. Give a 50 z index. I think it will, yeah, z index is working, but we need to give a background. So bg body color. Now you pull up. See, it's very slick. Go to feature, go to home. There it will not take it because we didn't create those components yet. So we have our home, which contain that part, and we have our features. Now you may see where is, because whenever we click a little bit active class is happening because we give a active class, right? So now Tailwind CSS is a very convenient on that sector. You can also declare your global CSS down here wherever you want. We take an active class, so that active class will be white. See, the feature is white. We go to home, home is white, and when you will create the other component, it will also capture. So after that banner, it's time to create our feature. Close the banner, and never. Here is the feature. Now in the feature items, what we have, okay? But before going to feature, I want to also show one more thing, that features and what I do, that is capturing in all the properties, like visit my portfolio, my projects. So this title, it's happening everywhere, right? So what if we do to give a title over here instead of like we can write those items simply, okay? So just give me a sec. Like here, if we put one h3 element, and it will be what will be our first one, features, right? Features, and then will be h1 tag, what I do. So I think our features, inside the feature, yeah, that text is appearing. So for h3, we're gonna give bunch of properties, and also for the h1, we're gonna give some properties. Now you can see that is sticking together. So these two things, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take inside one div, because see, it's squashing all together. So that div, we will just inside that div, we're gonna do flex. And whenever we click flex, it's the same, because we need to keep it as a flex in column. Now see, it's turning in very good way. And then we'll give a gap of 4. And also for the font, we will give the title font for it. Okay, so what I do is ready the feature item, and also that one, I think we will give a padding in one y-axis is 20. Yeah, in that way it's gonna be right. Okay, now that features, what I say, the title is almost same in everywhere. So we will do one more thing, is that in the component, create another folder. We will create a folder called name layouts. So whatever the layouts, we're gonna create the unique layouts, and there we're gonna create an function which will be Tailwindcss, and that Tailwindcss, we're gonna capture all of those items from there. Just copy it or cut it, paste it here. That feature item is here. Now if we save, we may not see anything, but if we take the sorry, it will not be the feature, it will be title. If we take the title, that is here. Now in our every section, the title will be different, right? The feature and what I do, and here it's different. So what we're gonna do in the title, in here in the banner, we will pass two properties. Okay, so the first one, you'll keep the name as a title, and the title will be features. Okay, and also we're gonna give another one, description, and in the description we're gonna write what I do. So that things we are giving, but if we come over here in the title, because this is the parent component and we are passing this title and description as a props. So whenever we go to title, we can destructurize or we can take as a props, then we can find it, but we'll just destructurize and we'll take the title and description. So let's save it. Now delete both of them just to show you what's happening there. Delete both of them. Nothing is here, right? So now here, whenever I put the title and also description, that's appearing. Now we can customize that one in every single component without manually writing those things. We can just get the title and we can get whatever the way we related that one. Okay, so we got our title. Now what we have after the title, we have a bunch of components which contain whatever the things we have, right? So on that after having that title, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take another div, and inside the div I'm gonna create everything I needed. So like for that div, like if I give a class name, I give a width of full, and then I think I will give a height of 80. Okay, and just give a background rate 200 just to see what is happening here. Now you can see that div is happening here, right? And for that particular div, why is taking the flex? I think maybe we give something in a flex. We'll just remove that flex. We don't need the flex here. So it's, you can see it's from bottom and down. So now here we can do one thing, is that on the title, because see that gap is same for every single component, right? That's a same gap is happening. So we will go back to our title and we will just create margin bottom of 14. Now we may see the gap is here. Okay, so this taking is like full width is taking. So go back to features, we'll give off width of 1/3. Let's see. Yeah, so it's almost the same of that. So we'll just create first one item, then I will show how you can create a different bunch of item from the single item. Okay, now inside here, first we need to create that entire div. Okay, so first I will just go with some bunch of properties. We're not gonna give width full 1/2. So if we see, I think we are having a card. See, that thing is happening. Okay, so we just need a simple bit of card items here, then later on we're gonna customize it. So before I think better if we do one more thing, is that that one. Okay, just keep in that way. That is the card we got. So we can create another not in the layout, in the features we can create a card.js. Now inside that from that features, what we're gonna do, we're gonna cut that class name from there, give it here, and here we're gonna take the card. You can see that one also happening here. Now instead of like how many card we have 6 card, right? So let's just go to 1 2 4 5 6 card. We have the 6 card. Now that div, we're not gonna give it a flex. Let's give it a grid, and the grid calls will be 3. It's getting freak out because you need to give the full weight. We are already dividing in a 3 portion. And also we do one thing, and that is we will give a gap of some portional gap so we can see what is happening there. So after giving the grid, gap up 20. Now you see we're having our card, and we gave some heights. Now it's not required. Now you see we got the card. So now we need to turn that card into those items. Okay, so let's go to our card. Now in our card, I'm gonna just go a little bit quick, because as you see here, we have a title, and then we are having some items. Okay, so that items, and also we are having one icon. Okay, so that things we're gonna create for the first div, and for all of the divs we will create that icon and other things. So let's go to our first div. First div, that icon we will do it manually. We will create our icon, then other also we will create icons simultaneously. So for all of the cards, let's go over here and paste. So now this all of the card we have, how many cards? 6 cards. So now those icons, because I am passing some icons as props, I need to have those icons. So I'm gonna just grab those icons, and once you paste it, it's working fine. So I am passing those icons and passing those title and data in a particular card, right? So whenever, and now I need to go to card, because now I have that data, and that data contains whatever things is contain the title, description, and icon. So I can destructurize that one here, and like I can get title, description, icon. So if I remove that one, hide is okay, and I put the title, you must see I can find the title in every single part, right? And for that particular card, I'm gonna just go and give bunch of properties. I think I may misplace something. Okay, so this icon I'm giving a full weight, and padding will be an x-axis in 12 and height 80, padding y will be in 10, and rounded will be LG. So it's just go through that properties, and you can find that card is ready for you. Okay, so we got a card, our effect. Now we need to create all of those effect and properties. So first is first, just remember we don't have any icon here, right? That one we're gonna create manually. Okay, so first we'll just take an icon for the beginning, and that one will be is a bar. So I think we'll take a far bars, and it's from the far. Later on I will show you how you can create that icon from the scratch. Far bars. Okay, we are having our div here. So inside that div we will take another div, and that div will contains a bunch of things. Let's okay, first we need to put the icon in the top. Okay, so let's create a div for the icon. In that div we're gonna keep the icon. You see the icon is here. So first of all we will remove something from this icon. Yeah, for that icon, because we cannot keep that icon in that way, we need to use a span for the icon. It's not good to just keep the icon here, and you can see we're having our icon. Okay, so we have the icon, and now we need to have our title and our description. So let's go back to our here. We will take another div, and inside that div, in an h2 tag, we're just giving an text into Excel, font, title font, a font bold, and just bunch of properties, and you can see that is okay, it's good. But these things is not right, because see, this we need to keep all of those things inside another div. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna see now it's going up and down. So if we come over here, give a class name and make it flex, it will go yeah. Now make a flex call and column and gap of 8. See, it's almost the same gap whatever we have here there. I think 8 is more. Let's give a gap of 6. So the gap, and now we need to have our description. And for the description, wherever we pass the title, under of title, we will pass the description like sorry, not the title, yeah, we'll pass the description here. Now you may see our description is working. So for that description, what are we gonna do? We're going to give also some class name for the description. I think title, description, icon, right? Yeah, for the description, just give a class name text base, and that one here, again flex call, and I will give gap of 6. So call gap of 6. Now after giving, I think that one little bit more gap should better, gap of 8. So now we have the icon, we have our title, our description, but whenever we are hovering here, we are getting one icon to see. It will not be seen at the beforehand, but whenever we will hover, we can see the icon. So first of all, let's take that icon from our React icons, and it will be an icon of arrow right, and then inside of that div, we're gonna keep that icon. Now you see, you may see the icon is here, right? So now icon is here, we need to make it disappear, right? First of all, let's go back here, and now that one, let's give BG blue of 300. Let's see, that is the part where that icon is there. So we're gonna give a height of 72. It's a big height. Okay, so we're gonna give height. Now inside that div, you may see that is our div contains everything. We will take another div. So if we go through it, I think we remove the color. Of course that will be freaked out. Because that one is taking, so we here just mention the height of full. So if we go here, that is, we can see that. So now this one, we're gonna make one single properties that we're gonna make translate from y-axis, and it will be how much we can give, just like give a 10. See, it's going a little bit down, right? But here you may see, if we give a VG of red, Did you see that? The icon is down, but that div, that icon is now, let's put a little bit more down. Like, what about 14? See, it's totally down, right? So now here, just remove that. We make our flow in Y hidden. Now you can see, we can no more see the icon, right? Now what we can do to make that icons appear, now that translate Y we need to remove whenever we are hovering on that particular properties. So all of the properties is here, so that one we can give a name of like, yeah, anywhere you put, so that contains everything. So that one we're gonna give a name of group. Okay, so if you want to know much more about group, go to a Tailwind CSS documentation and learn about the group. So this is here coming translate Y, by default we are giving. So in the group, whenever we are going to hover in the group, translate Y will be 0. Now see, it's happening, but it's very fast. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna create a transition in the opacity, and we're gonna give a duration of 500. Still faster. I think the not the opacity, oh sorry, that's my mistake. Transition will be transform. Yeah, so whenever we see here, oh, it's very sleek, right? Now here you see the 4 icon is here, but here you can see there's only 3. So now go back here, that is our icon, right? So now what we can do, instead of this icon, I'm just gonna get that icon properties. It's just I'm gonna create that icons in the span. Okay, so it's very easy. Oh sorry, it's because this div class name will be 10. So if we go here, I think, yeah, I'm gonna just get some of the class name for that particular div. Now if I paste here, you can see we get the icon, but in that everywhere that icon is containing, but I want that icon in just okay, now our okay, I think it's a little bit what about py of 6? Okay, that will be fine. So 10, (14), 16, little bit, oh no, 20, 20, flex call, I think the gap, what about give a gap of 10? Okay, so now I think it's gonna be smooth. Yeah, okay, so we need to change that icon properties. So how we gonna do that? So in the icon, now we are getting an icon. This one is not containing the icon, right? So now here we need to create an condition, like if we have the icon, okay, then if we have the icon, then we will take a span tag, and we will have our icon. And suppose in some of the components, if we don't have the icon, we're gonna pass this icon. So now you see we are getting the icon, but this icon properties we need to give, because we create in the span tag, right? So for that one we need to give that which we gave before, the same things, right? Now if you save it, oh yeah, now you can see we have our icon some way is yeah, we have our icon, but from where we are getting that icon? Because remember, for just to be sure, we give an icon in farbars. We remove the icon, you see our icon is appearing. So also we need to remove that icon from here. That's like whenever it doesn't have the icon, you can create your own icon. Okay, it's very easy to create, so I create. Now here a little bit is down, you can just go through it, you can customize it, and you can make it as the way you want. So now we have our features. Now after the features, we have our project section. So let's go in our component and create projects. And in the project also, first we're gonna get our title, and for the title we're gonna give our title, and then the description. And also remember, I think feature we keep section, also that one. You can keep a div or make a section, and then our ID will be projects. And also for that, we're gonna create some of the bunch of class name. Let's go. And we need to import it our projects. So save it, and if we come over here, click, our project is here. Now if you see, the project is in the middle, but here the project is the center. So how we can make it in the middle? Go to projects, wherever we get the title, we will creep inside one div, and that div we will make it flex. Okay, and now justify center. I think it will come in the center. And also you can see it's not items is a bit squish, it will be items also in the center. Once you save it, I think item center, and then I think text will be also center. Yeah, so now we got our projects, and after that we are also having another project card, right? See, there is a 6 card should become, and that project card will contain our images and our contains our data. So first of all, let's go to our projects, and inside that projects, let's create another like project card. Now come to the projects. After that div, let's create another div, and should be the project card. So now you can see the project card is here. So how many project card we have? We have 6 project card. So let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we create the 6 project card, and the same way, the way we gave before, we will make that div as a grid, and we'll make the grid call of 3, and also we'll give a gap of 14. Once we save, now we are having our grid is here. It will not be whenever we give the items, it will be okay. Now we can have our 6 grid. Okay, so it's time to go to our project card. So inside the project card, we're gonna make other things. So first of all, in the project card, it's the same way before, we need to pass our title, right? And we need to pass our image source, and also yeah, title here, description, and then our image source, because that icons will be same, so we will just create that items in that component only. So for that, we need to go through all of the project without manually typing it. I'm just gonna make it appearing here. Okay, and also for the image, all of the image, let's go import, I think PROGCT project 1, that image, it will become from yeah, SS, and then from that index. So we have 3 images. One is project 1, and then 2 and 3. Oh, we make a different name here. Yeah, I just copy paste from this particular items. So make as projects card and as projects card, and in the projects, if we save here, yeah. So now let's go to our projects card. We're gonna create our own card. That card will contain one area will be there, and also hide and width will be there, and the card items will be there. So inside the project card, we will create our every single things whatever is required. So for the project card, first of all, inside the project card, again I'm gonna give some bunch of CSS properties. You can go through that properties and can find out what is happening on that properties. So now you can see our effect is happening and other things also going on. So first of one thing, we need to create a div which will give a particular height, because that is a limited height for every single component, right? So let's go to our div. In the project card, we'll create another div, and that div will contain the image, right? So first of all, that image we are getting from our title, our project card title, description, and source, right? So we need to destructurize those all over the things, and also we need to get it inside our project card. We're getting our title, our description, and our image source. So like if we put here like src, let's go to here, and you can see our images is here. Now all images is looks different sizes is here. So we need to maintain the image size. So for that, in that div we will give some bunch of class name. We will be full, and we will give little bit, because we will keep 2 div. One div will be that one, another div will be that one. So that div and that div will contain overall structure. So first of all, on that div, we will give of with a full, just with a full, and height of 80%. Height will become from there. Is this you can see, I think height we keep it auto. Okay, just give 80%, because the images will contain on that way. So we gave a height, and see it's get the rounded. And now in the image, okay, what you gonna do, like sometimes the source will be available, and if the source is not there, that we can put a condition, but for right now I'm not gonna do that, because yeah, the image I'm gonna give some class name for the image, and the width will be full, height will be 60. If we save, see height is all same. Object will be cover, okay. And whenever we are hovering here, see, whenever we are hovering, that's giving some in any portion. So we can give a group over here. I think I give it beforehand, yeah, as I copy paste. So whenever we are hovering on that group, we're gonna give a scale on it, okay. So if we go over here, see a scale on it, and then because we are giving height of 80%, the overflow is hidden from that div, so it's not giving any overflow. So let's go back there. On that, after that div, we need to create another div, and inside that div we will give one h3 tag, and we're gonna put the title. So if you go there, and we can see our title is available here. So first of all, that particular div also contain the full width, okay, but it will be from the margin, it will little bit down, right, top margin top of 5. So inside that div we need to create another. See, there is two things is getting in simultaneously in the same side, so we need to create that two particular items in one single div, right? So that title and that other item will, title and icon will be inside one div. So let's create a div which will contain first the title and then another div which will contain the icons. So we have two icons. Get me capture those icons for you. Yeah, one for the GitHub and one for the globe, which will be for websites. Now I think in here we can create another div. Yeah, yes, another div, and inside that div, inside this pen tag, I'm gonna pop up my icons. And icons also some effect, as you may see, also having some effect over in the icon. It will change the color, so that image also effect also happening here. So what I'm gonna do now, these things, everything is inside that icon. So I'm gonna, inside that div, I'm gonna give that div as a flex, and whenever it's flex, yeah, it's coming side by side. And then also I'm gonna give item center, and also, oh, I'm out of that div, and I'm gonna give justify between. Now see, and that one flex gap of 4. Gap of 4 is more. I think I will give just gap of 2. So now see, yeah, pretty much fine. So after having that div, now down over here, or we can keep it here, we can give our description. See, our description is just smooth. For the top div, we'll create as flex and also flex call, and now we're gonna give gap of 6. Oh, now it's having the gap. And for our particular p tag, also there will be a little bit a bunch of class name for our last p tag. Yeah, I think it's here. That one we need to keep inside a p tag, and for that p tag we're gonna give bunch of class name. Now we see, yeah, it's working. So whenever you're hovering on it, it's giving us something. I think I made something. That one, it will be the icon, the title color, and also the gap is more. So I'm gonna, yeah, let me see, this one is here. We're keeping it inside of that div. Oh, I made a mistake, because that div will get little bit top here. Yeah, so now as I am here, let me see which div you are using. Yeah, flex call. That is the div here. That is the div here. What is that div? Too much div I am taking. What if without that div? Okay, let's just remove it. Let's just see that. Let's first change the color of my H3 portion. So let's go to H3. I didn't give it any, make it the text base uppercase, and text will be design color, and font will be the normal. So that is our text, and yeah, that thing is working. Now we need to pop up that our title over here. So for to do that, so inside that div we have everything, right? Inside the div we have our title and other thing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna keep that inside another div, and as you may see, things is running. And then let's cut that one. So this is div is ending here. I'm gonna keep it here. Okay, now it's very slick. So as you compare that one, it's almost the same. Yes. So I think in within that, our project, our feature is here, our home is here, our project is here, right? So that things is after the projects. I think we need to do one more thing. In some way, it's not the height is matching. Yeah, it's matching. Okay, so after having that div, what we have? We have our another section which call the resume. Okay, so it's time to create our resume. Another folder, and it will be resume, and in that particular folder .js resume. And also again, I need to import that one in our app resume. So once we go back here, we can see our resume. So that particular resume also will contain bunch of things. We're gonna just give that ID and the class name. So go to resume. Oh, sorry. It will be another section, and ID will be resume, and for that also we're gonna take our title, and for the resume also title will be in the center, so we need to keep center also with creating the same div. Let's go back to resume, paste it here. Now what we have 7+ years of experience, add the title, paste it, and then also we have my resume written. Okay, title is not defined. Let's import that, import the title, go back to resume. So our resume is here. So in the resume, what we have, whenever we are refreshing that one, we have our education, we have our professional skill whenever we are pressing it, and then our experience, then our achievements. First is happening our education, that will be by default. Okay, and to create it, let's begin with something. First we need to create that one, right? We need to create that header, create that portion where we will, like, this tab will be there. So I'm gonna keep that tab in a list item. First of all, I'm gonna create a div, and then I'm gonna create a list, and then UL, and in the UL first it will be educations. If we go back there, you can see education is here, and let's create 4 more there, and then it's create the professional skill, just copy paste experience, also experience, achievements. You save it, you can see the 4 skill is here, right? So now for that UL, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna also going to give some class name for it. I will just create in a grid portion. Now see the grid is here, it's working pretty much fine. Now that li, I'm gonna create a separate properties for that li. Like if I give the class name, as you may see, I'm gonna just pop up a bunch of class name for that to let it work. For one, now see, that one is working much better. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, this all of the properties I'm not gonna keep it here, it will be looks much more problematic. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create one properties here. After the banner icon, I'm gonna create a resume icon, resume li icon. Okay, okay, so after hover, the PG opacity will change. So copy that and I paste it here. Okay, now it's there. Copy that properties. Okay, so after having that, now you can see there is a border, but here first of all there is no border, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go here and hover text, I think border, we give border none. After giving that properties, I think there will be no border. So say that, so whenever we are popping up, after having that active, we are getting the border, right? So that things we're gonna activate later on. For right now, let's go create that education, that properties we're gonna create. So first of all, we are having that education. Then we need to create something which will contain the education data, right? We need to create that data. First, see how we are gonna make it. Okay. Now here, that title will be the same for all of it, right? The same like before. The title is the same, but the content will be different. For the 3 card, the content will be same. There will be 6 card. For only one professional skill, there will be one it will give us that chart list, whatever things, how many percentage we have. So first of all, let's create that title, okay, which will contain the educational design skills or development skills, whatever is that. So for that one, let's close it. We are in the resume. Okay, inside that resume, of course, after that div, we're gonna create that one. Okay, so after the div, we're gonna take another div, and inside that div, we're gonna take 2 properties. First one, it will be like I think the first one is that one, the year, and then educational qualification, the quality. And after that, now these 2 things we need to keep it separately, because that one also will contain 2 separate div, right? Because see, we need to create that site first, then the same site will be another way, but the things will be different, right? So we are going to create that site first. Okay, so for that, also we can do one more thing, is that, what about we give a class name here, and after giving that class name, if we give the padding from y-axis 12, yeah, it's going a little bit down. Okay, and all the font we will keep as a title font, and the gap will be 4. No, gap will not be 4, gap will be 20, not now, whenever we're gonna create that card. Yeah, so now it's time to create that card. Okay, so let's go back to our, I think in the resume, we're gonna create one resume card.js. Now here, after that div, we're gonna take another div, and inside that div, we're gonna pop up the resume card. Okay, now if you go back here, our resume card is there, right? So how many card we have? We have a 3 card, right? So let's go, we create 2, 3. We're going to pop up 3 card. Now that card is the same way we create that card. That card also contain a bunch of properties. One is title, and then the subtitle, then the results, and then the description. So the same things we're gonna do for that card also. Let's just copy from my source, and then inside that card we will open it up. Oh, I think we make some mistake, maybe. Yeah, inside that card. Ooh la la. Oh yeah, I take one div while I'm copying that. So let's paste it. Again, I will get the simple 3 card over here. And now that card, there is some restriction of like width and height. So let's go, and I'm gonna take a bunch of properties for that card inside the div, because I want to make it the width full and from a margin top, which we give 4. I think just wait, I think I squish all together. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna create, first of all, we need to create that side, that row. Okay, that row will be contained with everything. Okay, so in that row, I think if we remove the padding top, I think, yeah, py, if we remove, is it working? No, is it not working? Okay, so this one, give a class name with a full. Okay, and then height, let's give 1000 pixel just for sure, and border will be 1 pixel, border black. Now see, that border is taking all together, and the width is coming, I think the width is not be full, it will be 1/2 because there will be another side. And then border, it will not be from all the border, it will be from the right, only border, oh sorry, only border left, not in the right, it will be in the left. And border left, it will not be 1 pixel, I think it's little bit bigger, so it will be 6 pixel. So after getting the border, then we're gonna get the card, right? So we give the border, and now while having that border, I will do one more thing. I'm gonna go grab my properties. For right now, I'm gonna just pull up 1/2. Let's see. Yes, so it's taking the height and it's taking the width. So now in my resume card, now here that one is done because I got the border. So everything I need to work in the card now. So in there I need to have 3 cards. So this particular card will contain the 3 portion of height, right? So like if I go back there, go back inside my card, and in the class name, if I give a width of full, height of 1/3, and then BG blue of 400, and I can see the card is here, right? See, and if I just give a gap of 10, that gap will not come from here. I need to go to resume. I need to give a gap here, flex call 10, but why? Yeah, now see, the gap is here. So I got the card. Now what I need to do whenever I am having that card, inside that card I have 2 properties, 1 and 2. One will contain a little bit differentiate, and then another will contain the other thing. So first, inside that card I need to create 2 div, 1 and then 2. Okay, and in the first div I'm gonna give a bunch of class name, and that class name will contain, the width will be 10, height 6, BG background will be opacity color, and margin type will be 16. And what is gonna do, just you can see here, I think yeah, it should be that one. Yeah, because we didn't this one we didn't give any background. Like if we give the BG opacity, okay, at the same BG color, like if we keep a span tag, and then a span tag, I'm gonna give some bunch of class name, because first we are creating that portion. Okay, that portion, see, this one is capturing from that div. So what is going to do, like if we make the BG rates, only then you can see, so that contains that all of the item, that much div I'm taking, that will be one div, and there will be another div, this one div containing with that, and that is the another div containing the card. So I'm creating that 2 portion is now. So now go to my previous color, BG opacity color. So inside that I'm keeping it as an absolute, width 5, height 5, and containing that one here, right? So now not after that span, inside that span I'm gonna take another portion. another portion. I think it will be another span, and also we'll give a class name width of 3, height of 3, because I'm going to create that small icon, right? So that one, let's go create it. Okay, so that icon is ready. Now whenever I'm hovering in the group in that particular card, that will be that color, right? So it's the same way I can do it with that here. If I create the group, now you can see, yeah, I'm going that card is happening. So now I need to create that one and then the card items. Okay. So I don't think so. Why the BG, why the color is not getting? I think that color BG opacity color. Oh, because I didn't. There is a color which I created. It's a customized color. I didn't paste it in there. That's why the color is not capturing. It will be that color. I think my PTR is broken, so it's not taking it properly. Just you arrange it the way you want. So now see, that color is now capturing. So after creating that portion, now I need to create my card. Okay, all of the card items will be here. Now in the card, what I will have, first of all, card, I will give you I will take the width and height. Okay, and then I need to give a color of that, of course. So first, let's create a div. Okay, we created a div already, and that div, I'm again going to pop up some of the class name. You just feel free to go through each and every class name, because I want to finish it within one video, so it will, otherwise it will be very much big. So I created that one, shadow 1. I don't know why it's not getting that. Okay, because there is nothing inside the div, that's why. So if I inside the h3 tag, remember we already giving some title, subtitle, result and description. We need to capture all of those: title, subtitle, result, description. So if we keep the title over here, yeah, you can see the card is appearing and the title is little bit freak out, because there is another things. This one we need to make it flex, and then flex. So now is giving the actual properties. So we got the, now we got the our title. So for that title, see the title and subtitle, then again there is the result. So we need to keep that title inside one div, right? This title, what we're gonna do, inside that div we will take another div, and inside that one we'll keep our title, and first one will be title, and then in a p tag it will be subtitle. So if we see here, we can see our title and subtitle is appearing. And for the title, I'm going to get some bunch of class name, and also for the subtitle I'm gonna give another class name. If we see our, yeah, whenever you're hovering in the group is changing the color and taking the heat. So now beside that we need to keep that one in the right side. Now how this is coming in the middle, because we are giving in flex and we create the justify in center. So don't be freak out, go to the class name and you will find out why this thing is coming in the center. Okay, so now after that, now we are having this one inside that div. So after that we're gonna create this div we take. Okay, so if we take this div, h1 h3, Okay, what you're gonna do, you're gonna take another div, and then in a p tag, I think inside a p tag better, yeah, we're gonna keep our results. So as you see, the result is here. I'm gonna remove that. I think this one will be inside that. Put this div here, and good, because we are taking everything in the parent div. That's why it's not giving the result. Now we are having the result we are wishing for. So that one will give a class name flex justify between and the items of Santa. Now you see. Now we need to create that properties, and that for that properties I'm just go through drag some class name for our result tag, and we place it. You can see, yeah, that is fine. So we are having our title, subtitle, result, and now the p tag need to appear, and that will be appear at the bottom. So outside of the div, we'll just give the p tag, and we will keep the description, and you will see description is appeared. So for that description, it will not be much more class name. Whenever you're hovering, getting a little bit of color plate is here. So let's go to the p tag, give the class name, and go over here, and you can see this thing is working much better. So it's almost same. We have one side done. Now we need to create the other side. Okay, one side is done, we need to create the other side. And for the other side, remember, we took everything that resume card, right? So now go back to resume. What we have here, after that title, so from the title onwards, we need to keep everything in a separate copy in other side. So let's go back to our UL, that div. So that is our title. So this everything, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take, we will create inside another div. Let's keep it here, and it's still working fine. So down of that div, we will create something else. So let's create another div and paste it here. So now see, that is 226 336 is here. So now we need to capture that div, like not this one. That is our title. Yeah, this one contains everything. Okay, so we need to capture that div. If we make it flex, you can see it's coming, but it's squashing everything together. There is something which we need to give a justify between. Let's see if it's no. I think we made a mistake of capturing the capturing those div setup. How many is 3? 3 is here. Okay, so whenever we have that 3, okay, after having that 3, I think it should work. This is our div, right? Okay, bg, we just give a class name bg below 400. Let's find out our div. So this is all together our div. That's why. So this div is finishing over here. Now this is the actual div. So if I put the div, now I give a class name of wide 1/2. Okay, and here in the resume card, I think yeah, that is one div. Okay, go back here. Let's create another class name, and we're gonna keep this inside here, one div. And now in that div, we're gonna take another copy of that div. So now we're gonna, how many? We are going to have 6. So all of the things items is happening here. So that div we're gonna give a full width, and then we'll make it flex. Yeah, so flex is happening. Now it's time to get, yeah, here you can see we take the width, which will be full. Okay, and that side also we are taking half of the width. We will give the width of full. And now we are having the flex on running. Now we need to give a gap of 20. As you may see, the gap is happening. So this is almost the same as we did. So now what we need to do, we need to change the bunch of properties, because it's gonna create capture our job experiences and everything. So I'm just gonna give that properties to it. So this will be changes, and with that I think it's changed. Yeah, job experience. And in the card we need to we need to pass the other properties, not the same properties as the education quality. So in the resume card, I'm gonna pass the other properties is required. So now we have that properties is running. So now we are having our education. Now we need to create our professional skills, experience, and achievements. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna inside here, because it's all are in that same file. So this all things, because that things will be education, right? So inside the resume, I'm gonna create another file which will contain the education.js rfce, and inside that education I'm gonna move out everything. Okay, so that is our resume card, not the card. I'm gonna move out those entire items, and the items will contain from, I think, yeah, from here. That particular div I'm gonna take out from here. Go to education and paste it. Now I need to import the resume card, save it, come back here, comment it. Once you comment, the items will go, nothing is here. So now we will pass the education and the item is back. So now we just remove those things, our education. And by the same way, we will create another 4 properties, same like the professional skill will be there, experience, achievements. Okay, so I'm gonna create it. You just look around. So for that, go another, and that will be not professional skill. We'll just keep a simple name, which will be skills. Oh, and skill.js. And inside that skill, remember, education, whatever we keep, we'll just take all of the things. Let's grab it, put it here, just to make sure about the skills. So if we because skills, it will be different. For time being, we'll just keeping it the design skill. We'll just go and change the properties just to see if it's working or not. It will be features. The title will be features. And for the second items, again it will be features, and The title will be development skill. Okay, now in the resume, just close the education. If we put the skills, you may see, oh, the resume card didn't import here. I think it should work. Import resume card. So now see the feature, design skill, development skill, so it's working pretty much fine. So now if we come to the education, the resume, and put it that one, education, the education is working. So now what we need to do, we need to create our experience and achievements. So I'm just going to take that achievements, that's our achievements will be. Motion is still, we are not yet adding right now, so we're gonna add it later. Resume. And also the last thing is, I think that one is achievements. Also I'm gonna, yeah, I take the achievements, education, skills. Now we need to have our experience, I think. Experience. Also we're gonna use the motion later. For right now we don't need that, because I'm just importing from my existing file. Otherwise it will take a lot of time for it. So now you see we have the achievement, education, experience, and the skills. Skills will modify later. So first of all, just to check if it's really available or not, remove that projects, no need. Go to resume, copy that comment in that one, and now go, I think it will be achievements. Where is the achievements? Is not coming. The resume card in the achievement. Now see, the achievement is there. Now after the achievement, also we need to try another one, and that one will contain, I think, our experience. Import experience from experience. You can see the experience also available here. That's the same pattern of education, so you can go and create. I just copy paste from my existing file. Now we have our four of the items is available for us. What we need to do now, we need to create a state, okay, which will manipulate those. Whenever we click the education will appear, professional skill, the skill will appear, experience will appear, achievements will appear. So first of all, let's go and declare that state. In the resume file, we're gonna declare that state like const education data use effects. Oh, sorry, not the use effect. We're gonna use the use state. And first, whenever it will come for the items, first the education data will stay. Remember, whenever anyone refresh, it gonna be on the education data. Then after clicking, it will take the professional or other. So first let's go and copy that all of those states. I'm gonna get the educational data, skill data, experience data, and achievement data. So all of the data other will be false, but only that education data will be true. Okay, so now just create an function over here, like education data if available, and if there is an education data, then our education will appear. Now you can see, if you go, our education property is available. As you see, our education data is available. So what if here we make it false? No data available, right? So our state is working. So we create the education data. Now we need to click the clickable function on each and every single tab. So how we gonna do it? First of all, we took this. Now whenever we click on that particular tab, like we click in education tab, right? So let's go. I will try to create every function in a single line. So whenever we on click, okay, first of all, it will keep the set education data. It will keep it as true, I think. Yeah, set education data, maybe in the mistake of that. True, it is true, but whenever you will click, it will make it true, because like whenever you come here, you click in education is true. Whenever you click professional, education will be false. So whenever you click education, it will be true. And now if we come over here, like on click in the professional skills, what it gonna do? Whenever it will go to the professional that click, it will make the set education data false. So once we go here, we click, the education data is gone. And after that, what it gonna do? It also do another thing. It will make the set what we keep the name, set skill data true. Yeah, skill data will be true, but why there is no data? Because we need to also keep in the function like skill data. If there is a skill data, we need to get the skill portion. Now make it a flash. Education data available, you click education data available, you click in profession. See, it's change. Skill data is change, and that change is you cannot see it in a particular way, because we need to create our what you call that, we need to create our framer motion to see that. We will not see that right now, because whenever you click, there will be a little bit, say it's going to be in opacity in a few variants of reason, right? So in not directly it will come, so that will create later on. So let's go back to our here, and like just try to understand the condition is in the achievement also. Wherever we click, whenever we click in education, other three properties is gonna make false, right? Only the clickable properties it gonna make true, right? Like once we go to our first condition, like whenever I think, yeah, we need to get, I will copy the full on click function. Whenever you will click, our set education data will be true, then skill data if available it will be false, experience is available it will be false, and achievement it will be false. Here I will click another, I will just create skill data and achievement data. If there is achievement data, it will give me the achievement component, and after that, if there is the experience data is available, it will give me the component of experience. Experience. So if those data is available, it gonna give. So first thing first, whenever I click, in our first component in education data will be true and other data will be false, right? So now the same way, whenever we're gonna click in our personal skill, all over the properties it will be false. Only the skill whatever we have, it will be true, right? And again, in our another tab, the experience data, whenever we click, our experience will be true and others all data will be false. And for the last one, like achievements, only achievement will be true, others all data will be false. Now if we come here, just make a refresh, you click, see, it's changing. That is changing, right? That is changing very much properly. So we need to create one simple thing to see how it's changing. For that we need to go and like go to the install the framer motion, because after happening the motion effect you can see it in proper way. Otherwise it will be difficult to understand that how it's changing. We need to give little bit properties. And first of all, let's go to education, and what we need to do, we need to import the motion from framer motion. Let's import in top level. And oh, I think I am in a wrong place again, because it's in the resume data. So we need to go to our education data. That's our education, all data is there. So now let's import motion from framer motion, and that motion, you can go to the motion documentation and try to read everything. Again, I'm gonna just go to in a shortcut way. If you want me to make different components for it, just let me know in the comments below and I'm gonna make it. Am I getting some bug or something? No. Okay, motion div is here. Now what I'm gonna do, first of all, in the initial state, I'm gonna make an opacity of 0, and whenever it will animate, whenever I want the animation will come, it will give a opacity of 1. And again, I'm gonna create another properties of not the transform, I think transition, and the transition will be, I'll give a duration of 0.5. okay, that's the motion will start. Let's see. Yeah, when you come, see, professional skills is not happening. When you come the education, that motion is happening, right? So in the same way, let's copy all of that motion, that much. Let's go to our achievements, and also here I will import motion, and let's make a motion div. Save. Let's go back to our skills. Make it as a motion div and then paste it, and at the end I think I have maybe experience, yeah. So also here oh sorry, it will be from framer motion. Motion div. So if we go to just yeah, now you see it's transitioning in a very different way. You can see it's changing very smoothly. Okay, so now you can see whenever it's active, it's giving us some kind of properties, right? So we need to create that. We will create it in li. Okay, in the list item, in that item, whenever it's active, it need to get that border, right? So let's go to our, let's delay, cut that all in the resume. We need to keep that in the li. Okay, so now we will keep that later on. First, let's create some conditional CSS. So whatever the CSS condition it will create, like if there is education data, because that portion is coming, active is happening when the education data is available, right? So if there is education data is available, then it will give a property, and if not available, then will give a property. But by default it will create the, like the same class name it's happening here, it will create the same, but only whenever that thing is true, what you gonna do, it gonna make a border, and border will be this in color, right? And will be rounded, will be LG. And if it's not, then what it gonna do, let's just create, we're gonna see later on what's going to happen. The border will not come, because if we go and see the border li in the resume, what we resume li, what we give, that border should be none. So by default the border will not capture. Now see, border is capturing for every single items, right? But whenever we are putting, we want the other border will not be available, right? It will be transparent, like border transparent. If it's not active, say the border is transparent. So we need to keep the same properties for others also. I'm gonna just save little bit time for the professional skills, if the skill data available, only then. And for the experience one, like the experience, and let's give the class name. And then I think at the end is our achievement. For the achievement also, let's keep the bunch of class name. So let's hit the save, go to our project, see, wow. So we know which one is active right now, and from where we are seeing all of the data. So now education data is okay, professional skill data need to be changed, skill data, we need to create that skill data. So let's go to create that skill. So it will be very simple to create, just trust me. First of all, let's go to our skills. Okay, now we have the resume card, right? So those all are the resume card. With actually we no longer require that. We're not gonna use the resume card. Just delete it. After deleting that, you see this two is here, but it's very delicate, we need to remove that also. So let's go and I think hide and width, yeah, there will be no hide actually. Empty4 width full. Okay, also again I don't know from where it's taking. Okay, we create one side. It should be removed from both sides. Okay, so now you can see we have two. Okay, so in that two we have design skill, and then we have development skill. So let's go. We have one, we have two. Okay, class name 1/2. Okay, class name, that one contain half, and also wait, 1/2, that one will contain half. So now what we need to do, we need to create those items. Okay, that items, how we gonna do it? Let's just having some ideas. Okay, that will be very much fun. So first of all, that div, we are not gonna touch that div right now, keep it a little bit down. Inside that div, we're gonna take another div, and that we will take a p tag. And inside that p tag, first one is like, let's go to Photoshop. Just type it. After typing, we're having our Photoshop here, right? And that Photoshop, that p tag, it will contain some bunch of properties, the class name, which will change a little bit design pattern. It will be text SM uppercase, and font will be medium. So that is okay. And now we need to create that portion. Okay, first of all, inside here, what you're gonna do, we're gonna take an span tag. Okay, and in this span tag, first of all, we're gonna give a width full of that span tag, and we will give a height of 2. And first one, it will be BJ opacity. Remember, we give a create a BJ opacity here. That one, that BJ opacity, we will give it here. So if we come over here, as it's a span tag, it will not come until you make it inline block or flex. I'll make it inline flex. See, that one is appearing here, and then it will be a rounded of MD rounded from the side, and from the top it will be, I think, margin top 2. So see, it's a rounded and margin top 2. Now we need to create other one which will contain the other things, and it will be inside that span. We're gonna take another span, and that span, we're gonna give a class name of that span. It will be width of full and the height of full, width full, height full, and then the bridge will be gradient to right. Okay, from left to right, and it will start from a blue 600, and it will give a medium color of via from pink 500 to red. I think I will also keep the right-handed. Also, yeah, if we come over here, you can see now it will be rounded SM. I think we give it MD. So this much more round happening. But what we need to do, we need to take this one, that 100 portion, right? So inside that span, we're gonna take another span, and that we're gonna give 100%. If you save, gonna look honky. So that portion, the one which we create right now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna make it as relative, and that span, we're gonna make it absolute. After making it absolute, let's see if we make top 2, it's going top, but we will make top -2. We need a little bit more top, -7, say it's in the top, and we'll just keep from right side is 10. Now see, it's pretty good. So now now Photoshop is there, we need to create some other. Let's see, it's that one is that deep, so just we're gonna make it another copy. We have another deep, right? And the gap is not looks good. First of all, we will just take our second skill is a Figma, and our skill have a 90%, and here if you see, the height need to be 90%, not the 100%, not the full. So that one will be the height, that one will be the width of 90%, and you can see it's a 90% width. So that things we need to sort it out. Okay, margin top 4, if we give a flex coming together, flex call getting outside, yeah, and the gap of 6. Wow. So we have the Figma. Now how we gonna do it? Because whenever we come here, see, as you may see, notice here, oh, it's giving a very good motion, right? So for that, because it's only that one is running, like in the that span is happening, the motion. So you will create the motion here also. And for that we're gonna give a little bit a bunch of properties here. As you may see, I'll just make it appear here. For the initial it will be -10 per 100%, so it will be like outside of that. Like if you see when it's coming, it's from outside is just appearing inside, right? From it will be -100%, then the opacity also will be 0, then the animation will come and the delay and duration will appear. So if we come over here, if we see, no, it's not happening because we didn't save it. Let's go and you see, and you see that that's happening. So now we can see that when it's coming we can see it. That one we can do just one simple trick. It's like we give a class name, and that class name we will make the overflowing x-axis, we will make it hidden. So now once we come over here, you see that? Okay, so now that is working. So I'm gonna go and take all other properties for that particular item. So let's go grab those, and I have here how many? 2. So let's dump it here. Okay, education. Okay, now it's working. How many is here? 5. Also here is 5, and that is for one dip. And remember, we will just make in a simple way. We need to just do everything here also. So first of all, let's see where we are making through development skills. After that skills, we're gonna have those all other items. That dip, we're gonna create those items. Is some other items, which is that the same way it will be done, the same setup. So you can just go, feel free and go through and make yourself easy to learn. See, whenever we are going to experience is changing, professional skills is changing, education is coming. So it's pretty slick. See, so now if we go to project, we can see our project, our feature is ready, our home is also working, we have our everything whatever is required. And if we scroll, you can see the title and active button is also changing. So after that, what we have the balance is the testimonial, which will be created by the slider, and then our contact page and the footer. So I think that could be also done. I will just remove that from this video because it's a lot of things to digest on. You just go through each one of it and let me know how you learn and how you are doing it, because I'm gonna come up with that in next video. Also, I think some of the mistake, you see the features and design skills, our properties, it's not working fine. So what I'm gonna do, let's go to achievements. And here in the achievements tracking, this one, I think that will be okay. I got it because whenever skills, yeah, in the skills, because only in the skills is coming the letter, otherwise it's coming at the date. So what I'm gonna do, for features, I'm gonna make uppercase, and then you can see, yeah, now it's coming in uppercase. Yes, and that one also, I think flex call gap of 4 if we give, yeah, the gap is working pretty fine. So we will just grab those items in our other properties also. So if we come over here, let's give it that, and that one we're gonna make uppercase. Now if you see, that is uppercase. And yeah, we need to go to our achievements. We'll give that one, and also That should work. Actually, we give the gap beforehand. Oh yeah. So where it's not working? It's not working in education. Okay. In the education, we didn't give that properties. Yes, it's here. So if we give it here, and also if we give it here, yeah, that gap is coming. So that things is working fine. So in our next video, we're gonna create our testimonial site, and also we're gonna create our contact page and footer, and then we're gonna deploy it in Vercel. And also after that, in another video, we will show it. I'm gonna show you how you're gonna make it responsive. So pretty much that much all. So try to finish until that, and then we're gonna come up every other things in our next video. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.